we've seen like colony collapse disorder going around the world with bees, like bee populations are dying, and there's many reasons of why that may be. And one of the new hypotheses is it actually could be a lot of these electromagnetic fields that are causing problems. So there's a couple of groups of researchers that have basically reproduced these same experiments where they put cell phones in beehives and then they've measured the bees' activity. And basically when they put the phones in the beehives and they're either on call mode and they do different kinds of intervals of testing, the bees get pissed off. They make the sounds that they make when they want to swarm, but they're actually lethargic and they don't swarm. And then they've actually taken some of the bees' hemolymph, which is their version of blood, and measured it for a lot of different metabolic factors. And what they find is that the bees have highly elevated levels of glucose and other metabolic parameters associated with poor metabolism and with some like inflammation and stress. And when they remove the phones, the bees' activity stops. And so what we do know from that, as well as some replicated human studies as well, is that effectively EMFs does impact the electron transport chain inside the mitochondria. Electron transport chain. I want to really make that clear. That basically means a particle that we understand is carrying electric charge. And the whole process of metabolism, when we eat food, proteins, carbs, and fats, we break that down through metabolism and eventually it gets into the mitochondria where we can produce ATP, which is the energy currency. The whole process of producing ATP in the mitochondria is passing electrons over this membrane back and forward to create a gradient. And at the end of the step, the final step in the electron transport chain, all these hydrogen atoms are all built up and they rush down this gradient and they produce ATP for us. Well, we now know that these influence of these non-native high-powered EMF fields disrupt many steps in the electron transport chain, effectively allowing metabolism to back up. So you're surrounded by this stuff, your metabolism, your cellular metabolism, cellular respiration doesn't work as well. And you end up getting more acidic as a byproduct because we get lactic acid and acidification byproducts that happens when metabolism's not working with aerobic metabolism like it's normally supposed to. So metabolic changes are happening and there's just straight up damage. So if you're looking at getting into the root cause of health, you can take all these different kinds of supplements, but you also want to remove a lot of these intoxicating factors. And so EMFs are one of those.